And we're back. We are on the never-ending journey of making classes.
Never ending indeed. Holy shit.
Oh, we
made so many.
Yeah.
Every single base class has 15 options.
Yeah. When you count classes and then the archetypes. And like at the end of this, you're going to scroll through and you're going to be like, that's not that many. Well,
you try making unique mechanics for all of these.
Yeah. You tried making, was it 14 classes?
Yeah.
Right? I think it's 14 tier 2 classes with 3 archetypes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's tough.
Unreal.
It's tough for 2 guys to come up with all that.
Yeah, we're squeezing that sponge real hard, people.
Yeah.
I hope you're happy.
Yeah. Really trying to not like reuse
it's
much. But
this would be cool. No, we did that for the druid.
Or have a good idea and be like, no, that really fits better for something later.
Well, shit, that's the immortal.
Yeah. Yeah, there was one that mechanic we thought of, and it was like, oh, that's really cool, but
not for this.
Nah, that should be on a different one. But oh well, it's fun.
Hell yeah.
So Spell Sword, we were working on that between sessions, and we got most of it done, or at least maybe done.
Yeah, we got the features done. We got the Sanguine Blade done, which really kind of does what it says on the tin. Lets you conjure a Sanguine Blade, attacks and harries people for you.
Yeah. But we got Duelist and Spell Archer. Spell Archer is just going to get spell effects on arrow attacks.
Yeah.
And we'll figure out what exactly that mechanics will look like. Is it going to be just spend resource, infuse a thing, or is there going to be...
I imagine it's going to be a list of like elemental arrow, 1 point, a vine arrow, 3 points.
Yeah. I think it'll probably just be that, and it'll cost potency to do it. And yeah, I think that ought to work. There's some of these, they're tough to figure out exactly how well it will work, only because some effects it's like, well, how quickly is combat going to end?
Mm-hmm.
And will you even get enough resource to really ever want to use that feature?
We're going to have to play test some stuff to make sure these like resource numbers aren't.
Those are my biggest concerns. And the fact that in a guaranteed damage system where you don't roll to hit, then action economy becomes action economy is always a big deal in a TTRPG, but it becomes a lot more like definably what you're losing.
Yeah.
If you choose to do something other than do damage that is guaranteed, what is the return on that?
Is it better than making this fight be over sooner? Is what you're doing better than killing an extra guy?
Yeah. So a lot of tough stuff to work with. And some of it may result in us just looking at some of the effects that we've come up with and saying we need to make all these resources cheaper to spend on.
Yeah.
Because having the option to do it doesn't mean you'll do it, because doing damage might be preferred.
Yeah.
And there might be who knows, we might have to end up rethinking
then we
resource.
Yeah, we maybe it's like, all right, everybody gets it like the monsters do.
Yeah, we may get everybody gets it like the monsters do. Yeah, I don't know. I've had some random ideas.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll just have to play test it and see how it feels.
Yeah.
Boy, y'all are going to do a lot of arena combats come tier 2 being live.
Oh, yeah. we just have to. Tons of it.
Gladiator campaign. Here we go.
Yeah, we'll have to. Because then we'll build some for even you to play.
Yeah.
While you're DMing, just because we need everything to be play tested.
Yep.
We got to know what it all feels like. I could see a scenario where we end up looking at a lot of these powers and just saying, like, yeah, resource generation is a lot more straightforward and everything costs less.
Mm-hmm.
Only because I think we want to make some stuff powerful enough that we can't just make it, you can just choose to do that whenever you want. Because then you'll just always do that.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I do I want a basic attack or do I want to cleave this guy into giblets?
Yeah. Do I want to cast a fireball every turn?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I
do.
kind of do.
And that's fun, but if you don't make some kind of rule to the mechanic, then you're just making things obsolete.
Yeah.
And that was really a big thing we didn't want to do, is that the early game mechanics that you get familiar with, you're going to use them the whole game.
Yeah, it's anything you use at tier 1, you use at tier 4.
Yeah. We don't want them to just become pointless.
Like, oh, this is just the thing I got, now ignore because I'm tier 3 and it literally doesn't do anything anymore.
Yeah, compared to what I could do. So I think there's a solid chance that some of that stuff will get reworked in cost, but tough to know until we play.
We're going to have to do some futzing with the numbers, I'm sure. I just don't know where we need to futz them.
Yep. All right. Well, so spell sword, the spell archer will need to just make a list of things he can do with it, which we might do today. I don't know.
See how we do on the duelist.
Duelist, though, we're kind of starting from scratch right now.
Yeah, because our original idea was like a duel bubble.
Yeah, like you could
trap somebody in sort of a
compelled duel of sorts.
Yeah.
But it was actually like this person can't get out and other people can't get in kind of thing.
Yeah. I'm not sure if that's what we still want to go with.
Yeah. I don't know. Mechanically, I don't feel like there's like a great way to express it in our game.
Yeah.
Or that there's a point to it. I mean, you're going to do it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And so having utility seems like a better idea rather than just like, oh, you gain a benefit or extra damage on a target. That doesn't feel right to me. It feels like it should be type of utility. But the question is that utility like mobility and tracking? Like you can, like someone you've tagged or whatever, you've marked as a duelist, you can always like, teleport to them or something.
Oh, yeah.
Or is it
teleports behind you?
Yeah. Or do you physically like trap them in a magical sphere? But utility of some kind, I feel like, is what it needs to be.
Yeah, I think so. I like that teleport next to him.
I don't think it's a bad idea.
Like whatever X resource, mark a target, you can teleport within 5 feet of the target.
Yeah. Making it like that you can't get away from this guy.
Yeah.
You're hunted
like
by
you got to be within like 30 feet to mark him, but once you've marked him, as long as you can see him, you can teleport 30 feet to it or teleport next to him.
Yeah. Either way, I mean, we have a lot of freedom because this is a magical class.
Mm-hmm. It's easier to explain away its bullshit.
Yeah. Whatever mechanic we give it, we can just say magic.
Magic. I ain't got to explain shit. Speed Force, eat my dick. That's why.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that. What about like a defensive one? Something to add on to make him just like a little bit tankier than the regular one.
Yeah, we could do that. I mean, he has a natural tankiness, which we gave
from
him.
his Aegis.
Yeah, from the Aegis, because it since he's more of the HP of the spellcaster, but he's not necessarily the raw power of the spellcaster. Having like this magical affinity making him a little tankier is good.
Yeah, every time he spends a resource, he gets 1 temp HP. We don't know what we're going to call it yet, but it works like temp HP.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and it may work not like temp HP in that if you have some, I think you can probably still gain more.
Oh, yeah. It's not going to, but I mean in like you lose these first.
Yeah. As you like,
you reduce your maximum health pool, these don't go away.
The 5e abjuration wizard.
Yeah, has a warding thing. What's
whenever you cast a spell slot, you gain, or whenever you consume a spell slot. So it probably is going to mechanically be closer to that.
Yeah, just like an HP buff on top of your regular hit points every time you spend resource.
Yeah.
That you just get. So you're incentivized to constantly be, spending.
Yeah. I don't know. We want to just steal. Do we want to steal like some like fencing terms and throw them down and then come up with mechanics that match
would
a
fit
term?
those.
Like parry, riposte.
Yeah.
On guard.
Yeah. I definitely think that teleport thing though. That feels like it'd be a really cool like play style.
Mm-hmm. Well, we know that the spell archer is going to have a list of effects that he can choose from, and the sanguine blade, we're going to add more. We've only got a couple of effects there, but we'll add some other things that you can do with it. So, I mean, we can make a list of multiple things. They won't specifically be spells.
Yeah.
Because these
spell-like things.
Yeah, they're really all spell-like things. So they're going to, in some ways, they could end up having a longer list than a lot of archetypes have.
Yeah.
For abilities.
They're not spells.
Yeah. And
like the elemental archer will probably have more arrow effects than wizards or sorcerers get spells.
Yeah.
But they will be, limited
to the arrow
things that arrows can do.
Yeah. Whereas a wizard has like 3 spells off of, any list, basically. So, okay. I like the teleport thing.
All right.
What should we name it?
I
was going to say to the death.
To the death, yeah.
I'm just trying to think of any like
it's like
dual
pursuit,
type
Harry
reference.
To the death, advance. Let's Google some fencing terms.
Yeah, what is it called? What is it called when you're advancing in fencing?
Well, advance is like a specific, like that's what they call that step forward.
Okay, I didn't know if they just called it that or if there was some other term.
That's specifically the advance is whenever you see them like dancing forward to try and thrust or whatever. I think. Yeah, just move it. Forward movement is called advance. Oh, engage.
Okay.
1v1 me, bro.
Well, if we had the bubble sphere,
yeah,
definitely.
You'll just die tired.
Pursuit or relentless pursuit.
Ooh, I like relentless pursuit.
Okay. Do that. Relentless pursuit.
There's a thing called balestra, which is a fencing term for a quick jump forward, frequently paired with a thrust.
All right.
Or a lunge.
How do you spell that?
Balestra.
Great. That's what we're using.
Oh, yeah.
Someone's going to be like, what the hell does that mean? I don't know, bro. Google it.
Fencing thing.
I mean, they'll figure it out when we name everything else a fencing thing.
Yep.
They're like, must be a fencing thing. All right. We got balestra. We'll figure out the costs in a minute.
Yeah.
But action, teleport to target and make a basic attack.
Yeah.
And we'll figure out the limitations of the target you can teleport to. But all right. So we want. Did we add anything like parry or riposte or anything like that to the soldier?
I don't think so.
I don't think we did because we didn't really want to do like battle master as our soldier. We wanted to go a different direction. Parry and riposte and all those.
Yeah.
So parry and riposte would both have to be reactions.
Yeah.
One of them would have to be negate. Parry would have to be negate the damage of an attack.
Yeah.
And riposte would have to be you get to make an attack as a reaction.
I mean, what do you think? Does anybody have make a reaction attack as like one of their?
Mm-hmm. I don't remember who, but someone does.
Yeah.
Roll through a little bit.
Oh, Avatar has you may smite as a reaction to taking damage. Ooh. Parry and riposte. Negate one attack made against you.
Or combine it into one skill?
Yeah, combine it into one. Negate one attack against you. Make a reaction cost equal to the opponent's tier.
Okay.
Does that fall off too much? Because it's going to get expensive at tier 4.
Yeah, that may fall off too much.
But I like combining them into one thing.
Agreed. I think that's a good idea. I think we could start with it costing 2.
Okay.
And I only say that because even though it's arguably strong for 2,
yeah,
we'll limit it to a melee
Marked
attack.
target. Oh,
And they have to be
melee attack and your marked target.
Yeah. Well, if we have, I haven't even figured out if we're going to end up having a marking feature. We'll see how that works.
I like that, just the target of your duel, whether they want to be in it or not.
Okay. We'll have to figure out. So maybe the duelist, you pick a target and that doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah.
You mark someone and it doesn't cost you anything other than
that's
maybe
the thing your stuff works on.
Maybe it costs you a quick action or something.
Yeah, quick action or something.
Maybe it costs you some kind of action economy, but it doesn't cost any resource.
Yeah.
And then now there's things you can do with that target. Which is fine. But anyway, 2, I think, is a reasonable cost because you're holding on to resource.
Yes.
On the chance that you might be able to make really effective use of it instead of spending it.
Yeah, when you know
knowing you're going to gain use.
No, I like that.
I'm going to put within your reach for the attack. And I know we haven't really talked about reach as a concept, and we really don't have melee weapons that have beyond adjacent reach, but we might.
Yeah, one day.
In this building process, we may end up having like 10 foot.
Yeah.
But I don't know that that's really necessary.
Yeah.
I like not having it, but because it feels too tactical and theater of the mind.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah.
I'm going to be real. Most people don't fight with pikes one-on-one anyway.
No.
Historically, the halberd was a weapon of a formation, not some guy.
Yeah. But if a big creature attacks you from 15 feet away with a melee attack, you can block it.
Yeah.
But
you
can't
repose
respond
back.
Yeah.
I think an attacker is adjacent to you.
Okay. Yeah. My only thing was reach was if we were going to have 10-foot weapons one day.
Yeah.
But I don't know. If we were going to have weapons that had longer than 5 foot.
If we do that, the thing it will say is creatures, you can count creatures 10 feet away as adjacent to you.
Oh, okay.
It's really just all that's going to do.
Well, not necessarily. It will for weapons, but not necessarily for other
it'll
rules.
Be like reach. Whenever you attack an adjacent square, you treat creatures within 10 feet as adjacent instead of 5.
Okay. We'll figure out how to.
Yeah, but it'll be a thing on the reach property, not.
Yeah, I just mean we didn't want it to be over interactive with any other things that say.
Whenever you're holding a halberd, your fireball gets twice as many people.
Yeah. Yeah. When you're holding a halberd, if a fireball hits you, it hits twice as many people.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll phrase it somewhere. But the adjacent thing will be tied into the reach description there.
Okay.
So everything else adjacent will stay as normal. I quite like the D&D 3-5 rule of specific trumps general.
So what it'll be is when making an attack with this weapon, creatures who are 10 feet away are treated as adjacent.
Yeah, basically.
And saying it that way means that in no way is 10 foot adjacent to you. But that
when you
specifically
when
with that weapon, when you're making an attack, and they don't become adjacent but are treated as.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't even know if we're going to make that weapon, but
if we do,
you
never know.
That's how we'll phrase it.
Yeah. So much game dev you guys are never going to see.
Yeah.
Only you cool podcast people will know about it.
Yeah. They even be aware of the fact that
they were even talked about at all.
The couple hundred hours of game dev that hasn't occurred on Mike.
And we talk about this thing a lot.
Yeah. Okay, so we got Balestra.
Yep, parry and riposte.
Parry and riposte. Maybe on guard will be the
the mark.
Targeting. The marketing.
Yeah.
The mark thing.
I like that. I really love that this guy just like bullies people into duels, whether they want to do it or not.
What do we want to call the mark that you get? Like if you target a creature with on guard, and then they're marked as what, and then that word will be used in the other things that says you can, nemesis. Yeah,
nemesis. Sparring partner. Sparring partner. Quote unquote.
Marked as engaged.
Yeah, it's I don't know, maybe we just say target creature becomes marked. This is the creature that you can use your abilities on.
Yeah.
And we'll figure out the jargon lingo for it whenever we actually write all this stuff out when somebody else has to read it.
Sounds good. Okay. So parry riposte, Balestra, on guard should be at the top, but oh well.
Yeah.
Do that later.
Yeah.
Let's give it a third one.
Okay. Something passive.
Oh, well, this is where you could give it a little bit of tankiness.
Oh yeah.
You have one DR made by attacks from your marked target, or do we make it as a? Well, the parry and riposte allows you to block an attack.
Yeah, that's because you'll mark the biggest guy and then you can negate his big swingy stuff.
Yeah. Do you just want to give the duelist like a passive that isn't related to the target?
Yeah.
Like maybe they get extra movement speed.
I was trying to think of something that was cooler than just like +2 HP. Like a nice flavorful thing that they can be doing. Like a trash talk, vicious mockery kind of thing.
Just call it insult.
Yeah. Like a taunt mechanic kind of thing, maybe.
Maybe, but this is a squishier class.
Yeah.
Do we really want... He doesn't really want people attacking him like the barbarian might.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of like, one of the common ways to end up in a duel is to deliberately go provoke somebody.
Yeah. What are we gonna make a class that's specifically play an orc duelist? Yeah,
that's sort of what I was thinking.
Like a troll class. You're great at getting people to fight you.
You can get into fights. Did we give anybody else a taunt mechanic?
Yeah. I don't remember.
Paladin or the Holy Knight, maybe one of them.
Yeah, Holy Knight might have one. I want to say. Let's see.
Oh, they get undead and fiends whenever they pop their holy sword.
I think we also we never did the totem barbarian.
Oh yeah,
which I don't even know if we're going to keep because we did the branded and scald. I think we were going to ditch totem, and we might make something else there.
Yeah, well, it's honestly we may like go like berserker or something.
Yeah,
but like lean in more to the bear shirt thing. That's what berserk means.
Maybe we'll because I don't know, like a barbarian would want to taunt mechanically. I don't know if we're going to give them one.
Well, so I was thinking if we do that, I'd rather the duelist thing work on one guy and then the other one work on a bunch of guys.
Yeah. Okay, so do we want it to be an in-combat feature, or do we want it to be like some kind of passive?
I don't know. Maybe it's
ribbon effect.
Yeah. What if it's like an initiative boost or something? We give something like you are always treated as a success.
Yeah,
the rogue or the expert.
One of
assassin. Yeah, one of the expert trees.
Well, we had the ideas. I don't know if we actually. Let me look.
Man, I like Cut Purse's underfoot thing.
Yeah. Because that was the hardest one to make, and
it really was.
That was the one we were least least confident in when we made it. But
now that I'm looking back at it, that looks so much fun.
That was the best thing that I could come up with because I remember we were like really back and forth.
Yeah, we were stretching for Con Man, but or not Con Man,
for Cut Purse.
Yeah, making everybody fall prone is great.
Yeah, I think it fits with because with Cut Purse I was thinking about that the girl who slides around.
Lift. Yeah,
maybe. Is that her name?
I think so.
Maybe. But point was she's
from Stormlight Archive.
Yeah, from Stormlight. I was picturing like moving in
she's
and out of
skidding around,
hard to get a hold of.
Yeah, I like that character style. But I don't see the
initiative bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think some of it came down to just how we ended up making initiative work.
Yeah.
That made it harder to.
I mean, I think that'd be cool on Duelist.
Yeah, because your initiative is only checked if there's an equal number.
Yeah.
Of enemies. And then the initiative tier is set by the highest tier creature in the fight.
Yep.
And then you're making a contest against that thing. So if you're tier 1 and they're tier 2, or in this case, if you're tier 2, they're tier 3, you would be making a tier 3 finesse check for your initiative. So is it just it's always treated as a success?
Well, no, I was thinking more it's you don't count against your party's size whenever determining initiative.
Oh, so you'd still roll normally.
Yeah, you whoever
if it was a
would
roll.
go. If it got to that point, it's still
you just roll normally.
Roll to it. But if you were 4 guys, if a duelist was in there, you'd only count as 3 guys.
Which is better.
Yeah.
Okay.
He feels like he'd be always ready to go.
Yeah.
Throw down the gauntlet at any opportunity.
Should we call it on guard?
On guard, yeah. Perfect. Why you tune in, stupid pun names. They're incredible. These are going to be in the real book.
Oh, yeah. On guard and on guard.
Yeah.
Definitely. That'll make it to the final cut.
Con man's thing, smooth criminal.
Yeah.
Sanguine blade makes a blade made of blood. Yeah.
Okay. That feels pretty good.
I think so.
And then, like I said, we've got Spell Archer and Sanguine Blade. We'll put a little more work into them. I don't really want to work on them right now.
Yeah, I mean, you really want to come up with like 5 or 6 arrow effects right now?
No, not after that. But that won't be too hard either. I imagine 3 of them will do almost immediately.
Yeah.
But then we still need to, we'll need to give him some stat bonuses. And so the question is, do we want those in archetypes or we want to, because sometimes we mix it up. We've done both.
Yeah.
Or like, like with the cleric, we have +1 to influence and features, and then +1 to some other skill in each archetype. So spell sword, it feels like it should get a +1 to probably finesse.
Yeah.
In the general, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Unless it's +1 to rune lore. Or
no, I don't think they're very good at rune lore.
Yeah.
I think these are the jocks of Magic High School.
So +1 to finesse. They could be decent at athletics.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, actually, athletics could be the one that is default, because athletics is athletics, acrobatics, endurance.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Grapple.
So it's moving around in an arena duel stuff.
Yeah, so maybe that is.
I mean, +1 athletics, +1 finesse.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Get a cantrip and then the body stats.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a cantrip and body stats does feel kind of
spell sorty.
Spell sorty. Seems accurate.
I like it.
All right. I think then I'll leave this one blue. The text,
because we're not 100% done with it.
But maybe we can start talking about the witch. There's no way we'll be able to
finish it.
Do it, but
I like that its resource is called sagacity. I like that word.
Yeah. Well, and that's a holdover from when it was originally called the Sage.
Yeah.
But it, I think, still works.
I think so. The wisdom of the witches.
Yeah. So we've got sagacity, sphere of influence.
That was like a perception bubble, right?
Yeah. So that was supposed to be like the concept would be like you'd have an area in which you could do, you'd be able to use your abilities, whatever your abilities ended up being. It was like within this area. and it was going to be pretty small.
Yeah.
Like 15 feet or something. And then when you were meditation,
would expand.
You wouldn't be able to move, but you double the size. So it might be like 30 feet base or something. Yeah. And this would double it to 60, but you can't move.
Yeah.
While meditating, your perception is limited to your sphere of influence. And you may meditate instead of sleeping.
Yeah.
And you can cast ritual spells while meditating. Now I wrote it all in red because we might have dumped meditation, but we put that as a feature of
I like that still.
Yeah. Okay. So then sagacity is your resource.
Yeah.
Sphere of influence is a sphere in which you, whatever, can do shit.
Yes.
You're going to come into this class with either cantrips or the buff ability. So you're either going to be mystic or mage. So sphere of influence, let's assume, I guess, that it is either buffing your buff ability.
Yeah.
Or it's buffing your cantrips.
I don't know.
Like whatever you were good at, you're just now like extra powerful in this area.
Yeah. I'm trying to think so I like the meditation expanding the sphere of influence, can't move, but I'm trying to think of like what a witch would do with that sphere of influence that feels witchy.
And we have them getting 2 tier 2 utility spells is what's written now.
Yeah. So that's just 2 spells from the general list.
Yeah. Which could be a damage spell, or we're not going to make them just utilities.
The damage spell may not. I think the general list may not have any damage spells on it. Or
okay.
If it does, it'll be like a ray thing or something.
Yeah.
Basic bitch nonsense.
Yeah.
Like cool fireball stuff.
We're thinking of the witch is going to have, okay. So meditation, we know, and the way that it works is doubling the size, the sphere and all that.
Yeah.
Cast ritual spells while meditating. Okay. We don't currently, I think, have like blatantly what ability is going to generate resource.
Yeah.
So we know sagacity is it. So are you generating resource because of your sphere of influence? Because that's going to get pretty bookkeepy.
Yeah. Maybe you're generating resource on meditating.
Well, it feels weird to be forced into meditating
mid combat.
And also, meditation was a holdover of a skill from the sage as well.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Because meditation,
maybe we just rework all that.
Yeah, because meditation on theme feels more sagey than it does witchy.
Yeah. Move that down to working concepts.
Yeah.
So, which is
why sphere of influence might go too.
Yeah.
We may just
those are a package deal and they get put somewhere else eventually.
Yeah. They were all originally sage ideas.
Yeah, they may be tier 3 immortal ideas now.
Yeah, potentially.
All right, so witches make potions.
Yep. They're generally in popular culture reclusive.
Yeah. Got familiars like wizards do. They got pets that help them do magic. They got brooms or
sometimes.
Yeah, it's some manner of flying thing. Sometimes it's a broom. Sometimes it's a mortar and pestle.
They often would also fit the build for like advisor type thing.
Oh yeah, wise swamp witch of the forest.
And we know it's coming off of mystic.
Yeah.
And it's coming off of mage, and of course, like you got some popular culture there where wizards are, like the court wizard kind of thing.
Yeah. So they're,
and this could, witch could kind of, because currently our wizard is really more of a D&D wizard.
Yeah.
It's just spellcasty.
Yeah, and the scholar is going to be more of the educated to within an inch of his life guy.
Yeah. But witch could also kind of fit that build because it's going to be oracle alchemist.
Yeah, the more sage wisdom kind of.
Yeah, oracle and alchemist both feel like the kind of things that you might employ in a court.
Good at hiding.
hiding, not necessarily themselves, but
not
their
like
nature.
sneaking through hallways or whatever, but going unnoticed.
Yeah.
Like be that them or their house or whatever.
Yeah.
Blending in.
Mm-hmm. This is true.
Maybe like a hearth passive that makes rest more effective. I don't know. Definitely potion brewing something.
Well, yeah, but we have an alchemist.
Yeah. But like alchemists, I assume, are more like the mad scientist with his like Erlenmeyer flask and graduated cylinders and whatever, like making the cure for immortality. And then the witch is more like bubble, bubble, toil and trouble.
Sure. Well, and I guess the specific, I just meant the alchemist is an archetype of the witch.
Yeah. Oh, it is? Okay. So maybe more like a generalist potion making thing, and then a thing in alchemist that makes it. Yeah, I forgot alchemist isn't an archetype anymore either.
Yeah. Or isn't a class.
Yeah.
Alchemist stopped being a class. And
it used to be off sneak thief, and now it's artificer.
Yeah, there's artificer is the thing we plan on doing.
Once we do magic items.
Yeah. Well, and who knows on artificer what exactly that will look like.
Like, yeah.
Because he doesn't come off of a magic class.
Yes.
So we may make him really like engineer.
Yeah.
Artificer is engineer, not really.
You got two little guns you throw out and shoot stuff.
Yeah. He might do things that like to the layman would look like magic, but they're actually not magic.
Yeah, this wad of thermite and magnesium I've got sure looks like a fireball.
Yeah. My musket is pretty much a ray.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't mind artificer just being like,
yeah, it's this is my spell. I call it Rudy Tooty Point and Shooty.
Yeah, exactly.
He's fucking Ash Williams going, this is my boomstick.
Yeah. And we haven't figured out what it's going to look like, but I wouldn't mind if artificer was just like
this is Inspector Gadget.
Making shit you can't buy.
Yeah, like, I would hate that. The mad science guy.
Yeah.
Like, you got to be a little cracked to make this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like Orc Tech, their psychic fields hold it together. They just kind of build it.
Yeah.
Greases the proverbial wheels. Or the literal wheels, as the case may be.
Yeah.
All right, so elves get that double resource whenever they're gathering.
Yeah, the green thumb.
Yeah. Maybe they get like a double.
We have a talent right now for doubling crafting production.
Oh, right. All right, so
yeah,
already got that. No sense in giving them two of those. You don't need to roll to craft potions that are 1 below you instead of 2 below you.
For the alchemist?
Yeah. Oh, instead of twice the ingredients or twice the gathering, half the time. Practiced brewer is for the witch.
Well, so I actually think the succeeding on potion crafting should be alchemist.
Yeah.
I think the collecting goods should be a feature of all witches.
Well, not the collecting goods. That's elves.
Oh, I'm sorry. The half the time.
The half time. Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's
half the time for
all
collecting.
Witches. Auto success on potions 1 tier below you for alchemist.
Yeah, that's what.
Because then he'll have both.
Yeah, the collecting goods is half the time, or collecting materials.
Yeah, making the potion in half the time is just a witch thing, and then being really good at.
Or not. I wasn't going to say making potions in half the time, but collecting resources in half the time.
Okay.
Because I figure like witches are really good at like. I guess it depends on the archetype of which you're thinking of, but I'm thinking of the witch, like, because you don't just need ingredients for potion making.
Yeah.
You need ingredients for ritual spells too. And they're the best ritual casters.
I guess that's true, yeah. So it'll be a little weaker now, but it'll grow. So yeah, it's ingredients half the time is fine. Gather resources in half the time. So they'll be good at like skinning and stuff too, I bet.
Yeah. And they'll have a +1 to bushcraft. +1 rune lore.
Yeah. I like that. Like a curse, maybe?
Yeah, we need a resource generator, and then probably, yeah, like that as their general feature is a curse. All right, I think we have a good rough out there, a rough outline
we'll
for what we want to work on for that, and then we'll go and handle the archetypes. We should be able to get all that done before our next recording.
I think so, and we'll work on the cool one, Scholar.
The hard one. That was going to be a challenge.
Yeah.
All right.
Scholars. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Good luck next time, folks.
Yeah. We will catch you later.
Catch y'all on the flip side.